everyone! Welcome to one more episode of Talking Times. Today I'm very excited because we're gonna talk about gaming. So if you have questions or comments, recommendations, the chat is yours. I'm here with teacher Arlindo.
Good evening, timers. Good evening, Mike. Guys, thank you so much for having me once again, right?
Yeah.
And let's go. Let's talk about games.
Yeah, we'll have to pay attention not to get sidetracked with the whole Skyrim thing. We can talk only, 30 minutes about Skyrim.
That's fine.
It's fine, yeah. But before, man, please introduce yourself.
Of course. So my name is Arlindo. I am an English teacher at Times Infinity. And I think that since I was a little kid, my main hobby is playing video games, especially online games. So that's what I'm here to talk about today.
And you look like a healthy person. That's because people sometimes imagine like, oh, this gamer guys, nerds, geeks. Oh, they be in this basements like a cave and only play and with the no, it's not like that. So it's something that I hope to do here with you today, man, is kind of just mystify some aspects of gaming community and the profile of a gamer, So we are having this chat because of the whole geek month,
For sure.
Well, let's start with that before we draw the storyline of our gaming history. But what would you say a geek is? Like, how do you define that guy's a geek?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, there are these things that are mainly associated with geeks, anime, video games, and things like that. But I would define a geek as anyone who has like a very deep interest in something specific and it's even nowadays it's even harder to see that barrier, because I could say that it's like an uncommon interest, which it would be like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like, everyone is playing video games, everyone is playing board games, everyone watches anime. So
yeah.
I think it's the geek is not so far from society now.
It's not like something like a marginalized group anymore. I remember a class that we had here. If you are at times students, do the geek classes. And one of the videos from the guys from Crash Course, I remember he's saying something like, it's a good time to be a geek.
For sure.
Yeah, and I am an 80s kid, so I was born in 85. So when I was in school, we had the nerds, that it was like the guys who sit in front of the class, they were very intelligent, and you have this stereotype like, oh, they don't have a lot of social skills, it's not popular with girls, and then you have the geek stuff coming in, like card games, video games, animes, like you said. But today's kind of trendy in a way. It's cool, right? Yeah,
it's becoming aesthetic too, right?
Yeah.
Being geeky, being nerdy, it's much more popular than it used to be. I'm a 90s kid, and so I know a little bit. I got a little bit of that time too. But I think it's always a positive thing, right? To see that these people are being embraced by society and not excluded. I think this, if we can call it a movement, started because those people had interests that weren't, for everyone, so they were excluded in the beginning. But it's good to see that now everyone is embracing that. It's always good to be included.
Well, going back to the class that I mentioned, and something we can actually maybe make a parallel is with more technology, appearing, showing up, we need the geeks.
Yeah, for sure.
And even in the hero community, you have like Tony Stark, you have Bruce Banner, But if you think in the past, we had Dr. Jekyll and Hyde from the monster thing. That's like a Hulk from the 1800s maybe. Yeah. But so geeks are necessary. So if you know a geek, be nice with them. Yeah. Geeks can save the world,
And they can help you with your computer problems, maybe.
Exactly, yeah. Geeks can also destroy the world. So yeah, don't be a douche with a geek. All right, going back to the gaming thing.
All right.
So, what was your first gaming experience, man?
So my first gaming experience, it was probably like playing something at some of my cousin's house, which I don't remember, but my first personal gaming experience was when I got PS1, and I remember playing Crash Bandicoot. And that game was amazing. It was so many colors, so crazy, the noises and everything. I had a really fun time with that. And I've played console games for a long time. I only got my first PC when I was like 12, 13, something like that. And then the online games actually started.
Okay, so this is something that we had like this gaming style, right? Like we have many gaming styles, but this two is like you prefer single player games or online games and multiplayer. What are the basic differences apart of course one you play alone and the other?
Yeah, so I think that playing single player games is more of a cinematic experience. Like
it's a peaceful life.
Yeah, it's peaceful. You're hearing the sounds, you're seeing the colors, the images and everything, and you really immerse yourself into the game. And when it comes to online games, it's more about the social aspect, right? So usually you're playing with friends maybe, or you're playing against other people, you're communicating in a certain way. So I think both are very enjoyable. I enjoy both types of gaming. It really depends on how I'm feeling on the day, you know?
One thing that you mentioned is the reason why I've never been to online games is I never had a powerful machine, you know? My experience with like sort of community playing was you go to the to the shitty bar of the corner, because I couldn't think in a word boteco in English. If you know, you can tell me. You know, with some drunk guys there, somebody playing snooker, and then you had the Street Fighter 2 or the King of Fighters. What? Dirty food bars on
Sticky floor pubs.
Sticky floor pubs. Yeah, nice. See, vocab, always happening. So, and then we would go after school. Sometimes not actually after school, but we would kind of skip a class that we didn't have to be there. And we would play together and curse, and like there were always those kids that like were competitive. Oh, let's bet $5, you know. That's why today I am in the betting horse community. No, I'm joking. The addiction started there. No. But the thing is, I never got addicted because I sucked. You know, those guys that were like doing a lot of combos and stuff. I couldn't do that.
Inverted hands.
You know, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. And then we had, before the LAN houses, we had those arcades. So you would go to the mall or to the dirty food bars, this type of places, and you would see other kids. So there was the social interaction there. But one difference that we can cover today about the online trolls is that you couldn't be a douche with the other kids there because you would get punched in the face.
Exactly.
So I couldn't just go and start, you know, your mama taught me how to play this game, you know, this kind of things that you hear online. If you play online, you know what I'm talking about, you know. We're gonna go PG-13 today. But the kids would beat you up, you know. Yeah. So now with online games that doesn't happen. Like people can create a fake profile or something like that.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with online games actually. Being anonymous, right?
Yeah.
People get really brave when they are anonymous, and they say all sorts of things that. I mean, I think they probably wouldn't say in person.
No, never.
Right?
Man.
I like to think so at least. And the thing is, there is this conception too that online games have terrible communities, right?
They're toxic.
But I think that is closely related to how big the game is. Because from what I see at least, like smaller games or newer games with small communities tend to be very nice places to be, you know, very nice people to talk to. But as the games grow larger and larger, you know, many types of people start playing and they start getting competitive because they know more about the game. So then the toxicity starts to happen.
About that. you mentioned something. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's related to
Okay.
that. There was a game that did something very interesting to avoid that.
Yes, the game is called Dawngate. Guys, just so you have a little bit of context here, in case you don't play any online games, but usually what happens is that whenever you have some kind of toxic behavior like cursing other players or, griefing the game, usually this is punished with like bans, right? So it could be a temporary ban, like you're banned for a day or a week, or permanent ban, like the famous permaban, right? And of course, these measures, they are necessary to keep a decent community. But what this game did, this is Dawngate, I think was published by EA back in 2014. They tried to fight this problem from a different perspective. So instead of having punishments and bans, what they did was have a system in which you would progress faster in the game if you had a good behavior, a good conduct. So it worked a little bit like this. If you won a game, let's say you got 10 experience points, right? But if someone gave you a positive vote, like it was kind of an honor system.
Like stars when you get an Uber or something like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Or when
like
you
that.
evaluate your teacher in the Connect app.
Yeah. Then you would get like double experience. And if two people gave you the thumbs up, you would get like triple experience. And if you got reported, you would lose all those bonuses. So what happened is they had a pretty good community. It was a MOBA, which is the kind of game that you see those terrible things being said, and the community was just fine. Everyone was
MOBA
nice.
stands for
Sorry. MOBA
Talk
is
to me like I'm 5 years old.
So MOBA is a multiplayer online battle arena.
Okay.
League of Legends, Dota, Heroes of New Earth, Smite, just so you know what I'm talking about. Basically, it's an enclosed map, and it's like usually 5 versus 5 or 6 versus 6 people, and you have a main goal, and you play a lot of matches, right? So it's not one continuous game. And this is the kind of game where you see, at least in my experience, the worst things being said, because it's a very competitive landscape and people are anonymous, so they say whatever they want, and that's where the problems usually happen.
But it's interesting you mention this because a lot of our students, they play League of Legends, and then I always like to poke people and make fun, And I said, okay, but when you play, you relax or you get angry? And then this is like, well, teacher, sometimes. Then okay, but you curse, you get angry with your adversaries, with your opponents, and this no, mostly with my team. Like, oh, you're incompetent, you have to do this or that. So the dynamics, is basically like this. You sometimes will team up with people that you have never met before in a it's like Counter-Strike in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
The way you play the game, but the matchmaking. So it's like that.
Exactly, and that's what I was talking about when I talked about the size of the game. So, well, I've played League of Legends since the start. Like, I remember this for some reason. It was March 2010. The official game had just came out, and I started playing, and I still play today.
Nice.
Sometimes. But that's the thing. In the beginning, no one knows how to play the game, right? No one is a pro, no one is an expert.
There were no tutorials. Best way to do this or that.
Exactly. So everyone was there just trying new things, having fun, laughing, and, having a new experience. But the game is 15 years old now, almost. So people know exactly how to play. They know the best strategies, the best characters, the best items, equipment, and everything. So because the game is so huge and people know it so deeply, they think that they are better than others.
Right? That's the competitiveness kicking in. True.
Exactly. So
are there championship with this game, right? I think the hugest one.
Yes. One of the biggest esports of the world is still League of Legends.
I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, man. I guess the champion was like a Korean guy that made like millions or something like this.
Yeah, there's this player named Faker. He has Faker, yeah.
Nice. It's like are you a DJ? No, League of Legends player. the cool name. Yeah.
And he won the World Championship like I think it was 4 times.
Damn.
Or 5 times, something like that. He's been playing like since 2012. It's amazing.
Like the Pelé of online games.
You could say that. You could say that. And yeah, he's a millionaire.
You see, being geek pays off.
If you're really good.
Yeah, if you're like me, you're not gonna make a dime. Okay, let me take a look at the chat. Interesting enough, Arlindo, we have covered a few of the things that I wanted, and that's why it's so appealing. You have the competitiveness, so you will feel better with yourself when you make experience, when you make progress, like, oh my god, now I can do this, I can finish this arena in a record time, or even with that terrible player I could, drag my team on my back and win the match, stuff like that. I'm using Counter-Strike as a parameter. But you also have the opportunity to meet other people and to talk with them.
Yeah, that's amazing too. I have quite a handful of friends that I've made along the way, and people who I never met in person, right? And I used to play all day long with, all night long, talk to them like every day. And those were deep connections.
Of course.
Yeah, nowadays I don't play so often, but I still keep in touch with them. It's really nice. And it's, we were talking about excluded kids and everything. So I think that's one of the things that brought online gaming to this level. You have the opportunity to meet someone who has the same interests as you, but you don't have to go to the same school, you don't have to be in the same city. Hell, you don't have to be in the same country, right? I have friends from abroad that also play, and I think that's the beautiful part of games, one of the beautiful parts.
Yeah, it's a tool, that's the thing. Considering the toxicity that happens, it would happen in any environment where you have people, but you get this introverted kid that has been bullied, and sometimes we can cover that to draw the line in a healthy way, but he needs a little escape from reality because reality sucks, and then he finds a place where he feels embraced, where he's a hero.
Exactly.
And he's admired. Oh my god, you were such a badass. Like, oh, badass. Somebody was like flushing the toilet with my head this morning. Now he's calling me a badass. Imagine what it does to the self-esteem of this guy, So in case you were wondering why kids love games, I mean adults, why do they love games? That's one of the answers. Let's take a look at the chat. Hi Maria. Now we decorate our our setups and our RGB keyboards are desired. Yeah, do that. Which is more important, the graphics or the playability of the game? A question from Willie. Thanks, Willie. Nice to have you here, man.
Yeah, the playability for sure. I mean, I love graphics. I have played some games before because of graphics. It's kind of like, you could ask that about a movie. What is more important, the special effects or the story, And sometimes you just want to see some, explosions and lights and everything.
Answer. It depends on the genre of the game.
But I think, in my opinion, the most important thing for me, not for games in general, but is the story behind. Because I think that video games are another way of telling stories,
okay.
And,
I understand.
Of course, sometimes you just want to play a silly game,
or just hack and slash all your way through.
Just hack and slash, just kill some zombies, kill some demons,
Yeah.
But I really get hooked in a game when it has a beautiful story behind it, When you see that someone is portraying their art there, and it's not just, clicking buttons.
Have you played Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
because it is one of the games in this aspect. I guess is one of the most complete.
For sure. Yeah.
And the latest one, they made everything that I admire in a game. Because for me, the top one, I love open world, but open world like imagine Shadow of Mordor, for example. I guess I would say Skyrim. Yes, Skyrim, for example, or The Witcher, that you have a big world and you can explore. You get your horse or whatever, or even GTA. GTA, you have a lot of freedom. You can do a lot of mayhem in the game. But it's very relaxing for this. Sometimes I don't even have a point. There is the main quest, but I want to chill. I want to get a car. Get a car was
go to the McDonald's drive-thru.
Get a car was an euphemism, you know.
Go to church.
But I just want to get a car, drive on the sunset, listening to my favorite radio, you know. And then CJ Bones, motherfucker. Yeah. Then is saying I think nothing compares to the toxic CS community. Well, about that, Dennis, I almost got into online games. My experience was playing LAN house, but again, I sucked. The guys were like killing me fast with a knife, and it was really humiliating. or with the sniper, you know. And then I said, okay, guys, since I suck, I'm gonna be the tank of the team. I got the rumble gun because I remember the bullets would cross the walls, and I went like, if I take one or two with me, and that to help the team, you know, whatever they were doing. Literally take one for the team. But then my friends, they started to get into World of Warcraft. And they made a team, like a competitive team. They would have these matching uniforms and mouse pads, and they would go to other cities to play. And I only played the Warcraft 1 and 2, that is like the single player one. The Warcraft 3, I played the first story. But never the online one. I said, oh my god, it's too much for me, you know. And they started to get really, really competitive, you know.
Yes, for sure.
Have you played Counter-Strike 2?
Oh yeah, for sure. Both in LAN houses, you know, 1.6. And I've played a little bit of CSGO too. But the thing is, I am terrible at shooters. Terrible. Yeah. My aim is ridiculous. So I don't play them for too long, you know. But yes, I think one of the problems, not a problem itself, but makes the toxicity worse is the voice chats, right? Because, you know, sometimes
gets too much.
Yeah, because when you only have like a written chat, you have to stop playing and write something. But when you have a voice chat, it's like a click of a button and you can say whatever you want about the other player's mom. So yeah, I think it makes it a little bit worse too. But yeah, CS is it's a huge game. It's the biggest shooter ever. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. Big games, they get toxic.
Yeah, but I liked what you said about the other game. What's the name again? Dawngate. Yeah. Because if you want people to grow in any social hierarchy, your presence, your interacting with you needs to maximize, to potentialize their existence. It needs to cause them some benefit. So if you are a nice person online, you get benefits for this. Oh, you are simulating the real world. No way. Where our reputation really matters, you know. How do you see, man, how has the online community in games changing along the years? Because you said that you started playing from the beginning. Yeah. So were there other changes apart of the more toxicity? But you have the championships and money involved, and I don't know. Yeah. Spending a lot of money to buy some new skin or stuff like that.
Yeah. One of the things that I noticed, which is great, is that these games also became more inclusive, you know? So as far as I remember, in 2011, 2010, there were no girls playing League of Legends, and now there are lots and lots of girls playing.
A lot of streamers too.
Exactly, and people from everywhere, all kinds of people, and that's really nice. That's what makes the game interesting, right? The best experiences that I have had with League were when they weren't very common, but it's when everyone in the game was there playing, having fun, collaborating with each other, and that's the thing. It really doesn't matter who's behind there, right? As long as you play with, as long as you want to have fun, right?
I'm laughing because I remember some players on online forums said, well, whenever I want to get people to be a bit nicer, depends on the game, I make a female character. So not in League of Legends or Counter-Strike, but in other RPG games, they used to get guys doing the chivalry thing, like, oh, getting stuff for the character. And I said, oh my god, come on.
People do that,
Oh, anyways. You mentioned something interesting. People now, they can have a Discord forum, they can have a group, and have you met in person anyone that you have met online?
One person.
Nice.
Yeah, so you mentioned esports too, right? I went to one of the finals of the Brazilian Championship of League back in
oh wait, me
back
too.
in 2014.
Nice.
Yeah, and I met one of the guys that I used to play
Man,
with.
that's amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool, man. It was one of the funnest days of my life. You know, being there, surrounded by people who had the same interest as me, and seeing my favorite players right in front of me. Allianz Park, like crowded.
Man,
you know?
a football stadium crowded because of that. Yeah, we cannot say that playing games is a marginalized thing or geeking is like a marginalized is a mainstream thing.
Yeah,
it's just
not
a
anymore.
niche. Yeah. That's huge, man. And okay, just for those people, not me, but other people that may be watching us, how does the game actually work? So let's do this step by step, because I only know you have these different classes, like you have a tank, you have like a mage. You mentioned that some characters are maybe better or superior than others, or it depends on the strategy.
Oh yeah, that's something we should talk about later. The how the characters, because there are no characters that are better than others. It's all about the composition that you're making, right?
Okay.
If they make sense, and the balancing too. But, well, if MOBAs in general and League of Legends specifically, they are 5 people playing versus 5 people. There is an arena with 2 sides, and each team has a couple of structures, right? So they have like towers and other
similar
things.
Star Trek in a way.
Maybe.
Is it
Not so
no,
much.
Star Trek is the Star Wars thing.
You mean StarCraft?
StarCraft, yes.
Okay, alright.
Sorry.
Yeah, similar to StarCraft.
StarCraft, because
Yes.
this one I played. I remember building the base, so... Okay.
Yes, so you have to destroy your opponent's team's base, right? Their structures, their towers and everything, and also fight them along the way. And there are also some like neutral things in the map, like that both teams can kill, defeat, and everything. But there is one single structure, which is called a nexus, which is the one that you have to destroy to win the game. Okay, so it's basically like
Capturing the flag online.
exactly, right. But the thing is, League of Legends has a lot of different characters to be played. I don't remember the exact number, but I think it should be something around 180 characters now.
You get crazy, like, okay, I got nice and I play well with this one, now I'm gonna get a complete different one with a different set of challenges and develop my strategy, something like
But
this.
that's the thing, you don't have to, right? You can play just one. If that's what you like, if that's the character that you like, you can play just one. But there are many different characters and they have different playing styles. So you have the tank, which is like the big guy with a lot of health points that stays in front of the team. You have the carries, which are the ones that are weak. I mean, they have low health points, but they do a lot of damage. And then you have the supports, which
The healers, something
the
like
healers, exactly. And there are many different ways of playing, many different compositions you can make. You can have 3 tanks in a team. You can have no tanks in a team.
3 tanks in a team is like a berserk army. Just go, destroy everything.
But I think that's what makes League of Legends so fun, because every single game is different. Every single match is different. It's always going to be different people, different characters, different items, because you have the items too that you can buy inside the game. And yeah, that's why people never get sick of it.
How long normally, I know this question might be a little relative, but how long's the average length of a match?
I would say something around 40 minutes.
40?
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite a considerable amount of time. And during this, I enter in the forum and I will start playing. You don't have time to actually come up with a strategy. You have to do like, you have your phone here and with the guys that are in your team, like, okay guys, we are like this, let's do this or that.
Okay, so
that's where the fight begins, or like, who are you to be the captain of the team? You know?
Yeah, this happens too. There's no voice chat, alright? So no microphone.
Okay, good, I guess.
Unless you're playing with a friend, then there is a voice chat, but that's the fun thing about League of Legends. When you first start playing, you don't know anything. You don't know what the characters do, you don't know what the items do, you don't know what's strong and what's not, and that's just a big world for you to explore there. I think that's the most fun part of the game. It's the beginning, right? And it can be a little bit overwhelming with so many characters and so many items, but it's also fun to do whatever you want, you know, to just discover what are your favorite characters, right? And yeah, if you want to start playing League of Legends, honestly, I would say just play.
Okay.
You know, don't go to the forums like, what is the best item I can build? What is the best champion?
Some guys are too much competitive and analytical. Say first you need to get a feeling of what it's like.
Yeah, choose a character that you think looks nice, looks cool.
That would be totally me, and then I say, oh, it was not what I expected, I'll get another one.
And I mean, the game has some like tooltips to help you. Like if you pick a tank, it's gonna recommend that you buy tank items, and it's gonna recommend that you go in a certain part of the map, but you don't really have to do it, you know. I mean, if you want to win, maybe you should. But if you want to have fun, just build whatever.
Okay, and so just to get this clear in my head, you enter in the game, you don't have a way to communicate with the other players. It's just
written chat.
Okay, so you can do, okay guys, let's do this or that, or...
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now it makes more sense to me. So there is a way that you could kind of make a teamwork or a strategy.
For sure. And those are the best, when you reach a certain level, when you're like already familiarized with the game, those are the best matches. When people actually say something, you know, something relevant, of course. But they try to strategize and, oh guys, let's try this strategy, this approach, or I'm gonna play this character, so pick something that is gonna work well with my character. Or some people even offer like, for example, usually there is one support, one healer, so there's a lot of people saying like, oh, which healer do you want me to play for you to be more comfortable playing with your carry, you know? These games are the best ones, but lately, usually it's just silence until someone gets mad and then the fighting starts, you know?
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And the guy's like, I don't know, farming, like ding, ding, ding. Everybody, oh look, a shiny rock. Ding, ding.
This happens quite a lot.
Oh, really? And then it's like a 5-year-old kid, and you are cursed.
And they are like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why are you mine? Come help us.
Okay, let me take a look at the chat here. Oh boy. Get angry for sure. Okay, Bruno Mourão. Hi, Bruno. Okay, Eduardo here. What time playing games to change from hobby to addiction? Okay. And what are the risks spending a lot of time playing games? And I think it's like, what's the line we can draw into playing for fun and those people who lose track of reality, you know?
Yeah. The thing is, I think most people start playing when they are children or teenagers, right? And when you're a teenager, you don't have much to do, right? You have a lot of free time.
Yeah, sometimes reality sucks for a teenager too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for most people, of course.
Yeah.
Not everyone. But I think you should draw the line where it starts impacting other aspects of your life. You know, like you start getting late to work, or you stop, talking to people that are important to you, or you start spending more money than you have.
Oh,
for
this
that.
is depending on the game, is like a pay-to-win game, and
those are terrible. Those are terrible. So, but I mean, of course, games can be addictive for sure, but at the same time, lots of things can be addictive, right?
Little tiger game.
Yeah, little tiger.
That's not a game.
I only lost $20.
Now I'm gonna lose 100.
Or those guys in sports bets in this type of stuff. I have a pragmatic thing that guys could do, Eduardo. Set a specific time, like a limited amount of time. I have 2 hours of my day, for example, that I could dedicate, but if you really want to continue to be productive with other stuff and you want to use your brain in your favor, the release of dopamine, endorphins, and all those things, the neurotransmitters, you do the activity as a deserved reward. So example, after I clean my bedroom, organize my kitchen, all the sink is clear, I have done my physical activities, I have already worked, I have done the things I have to do in a normal day. Now I am entitled to my 1 or 2 hours of gaming. That's a simple thing, and you're gonna feel amazing while you play because you earned that. That's the complete opposite of reality sucks, I don't like my life, so I will go to another reality why I think I matter, So you can have both. You can still feel great, play a lot, but do as something you earned it,
Yeah, that's great advice, especially because you're not gonna be anxious playing the game, right? Like, you're playing one more match and you're like, oh fuck, I have to, sorry.
I have to get my kids from school.
Yeah, something like that.
And they're like, where's daddy? And daddy's like, ping, ping, ping.
And one thing that you have to do if you play something that's divided in matches, like League of Legends, you have to set a number.
You can never pause it, right? Like the grandmother, stop here, come eating. I cannot pause it on my game, grandma.
Oh, I've been there before.
Oh, man.
But just set a number of matches you're gonna play, like 2 or 3, right? And because there's the thing, if you lose, you're like, no, I have to win one today, so you play more and
that's
more
the addiction
and more.
thing. Damn.
Yes, but you have to say, no, I will play 3 matches. If I lose all 3, I'll play more tomorrow or next weekend, right?
Man. Something quite interesting I found out. I am studying this guy. He's a psychologist called Jonathan Haidt, and he focuses a lot on the development of teenagers and the influence of social media and gaming. And he has teenage kids too. And one of the things he found out in his studies is that if you have a group of teenagers cooperating together, so they're finding this MOBA or shooting games, so they have a group of kids that they have to collaborate and do some tasks together, like paintball, but online, is actually productive because they will have this little boost in testosterone in every little win, and they will have to develop organizing skills like, oh, you go here, you go there, you suck, Mike, go in front, be the tank, or be the bait. I guess they used to tank so I would feel better with myself, but I was just like a rabbit or like a bait.
In the beginning I played tanks too. That's okay, Mike.
But it was fun. That's the thing.
Exactly.
It was fun. And so it's not actually harmful. Of course, again, you need to set a fixed amount of time to do. So you can actually feel better with yourself in a productive way that will make your day better. Like, imagine you are doing some work, you are doing the house cleaning, for God's sake, and you say, oh my God, I'm gonna clean the shit out of this house, because then I'm gonna have my 2-hour gaming thing,
Yeah, and you're gonna be excited, like, now it's game time.
Yeah.
Because, I did a little bit of that, like the, doom playing, playing match after match after match, ruining my sleep schedule. That was when I was a teenager, and you don't feel as good playing. You're just doing that for the addiction, you know? So it's not like, wow, this was a fun time, or I'm really looking forward to the next one. You're like, no, I gotta go back and get more XP points, and you know, it's kind of sucks.
There's an interesting comment here, and just making a parallel with RPG games, but Tibia is a big example that playability is better than graphics. The game has a giant community and of loyal players since 1997. Damn.
Yeah, man.
I have a friend. She is Brazilian. She got married with an American guy that she met playing Tibia. Like, you know.
Yeah, Tibia was definitely a staple of online games. It's huge, huge, huge. And I wouldn't even say that Tibia graphics are bad.
For the time being, right? The time that was created?
Yeah, they are simple, but I think they serve a purpose too, right? One of the games that I've been playing lately, it's called Stardew Valley, right? It's something that I play to relax.
You go like, get out of my property.
No, there are no guns in Stardew Valley.
You lost me then. No, but you were like this rancher thing, right?
Exactly.
Okay, how does it work, man?
Yeah, you have a farm. It's like an abandoned farm from your grandfather, something like that.
Also, there is a story there.
Yeah, there's an interesting story actually. The story is amazing. We can talk more about
Pause. This is a geek. You see how excited he was? The tone of his voice. No, there's actually you know, it's the same when you mention Skyrim in our pre-chat. You say, oh my god, you also like Skyrim, you know? Yeah. Okay, we are sorry, man. Go on.
Yeah, but I mean, the graphics, they're pretty simple, right? They're not 8-bit. They're a little more complex, but the thing is, it's a relaxing game. You don't need to have like Ultra HD 4K graphics and like 200 FPS. You know, it's serves a different purpose, right? Like Tibia does, and yeah, the graphics may be poor compared to, I don't know,
Horizon
or but
Horizon's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. But they are not necessary for the game to be fun, right? That's why I said playability is key.
Yeah. About that, I've been playing a lot of emulation, you know, emulator games in Play 1, Nintendo. I had a lot of fun playing a Disney game. It's called Quad Shot. Man, it's like an adventure game, you know, like Donald Duck with the sink and clogger like gun. And it's a nice story, and you go to different locations. You go back to the same place. Then I finally could play my favorite PS1 game, that is Soul River. Man, I love that game, you know, and simple story, you know, a vampire trying to get revenge of a vampire who killed him, and the graphics are for PlayStation 1, you know, these 32 bits, I guess, something like that.
Yeah.
It's old.
Probably.
Yeah, it's old. And it's an amazing experience. The Zelda, the Ocarina of Time, and it's, again, the 64 Zelda. I was having a lot of fun there.
Let me tell you, we didn't talk about that before. In my opinion, the best game of all time, for real, I'm not kidding,
Okay.
is Minecraft.
Oh, Minecraft, I would ask you about that. The graphics sucks.
8x8, man. It's like pixelated, but it's such an amazing game.
Okay, what's about that? Sell me Minecraft.
All right, so there is the single player Minecraft, which is like an open world of endless possibilities. You can do literally whatever you want.
Are you being sponsored by them?
Maybe.
Okay. Right.
No, just
because
kidding.
the open world with a lot of possibilities is very catchy way to say. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if we talk about Skyrim, for example, yes, infinite quests, a lot of characters and stuff, but it's not infinite.
Yeah.
Right. Minecraft is infinite. The game is literally infinite. It's like keeps generating, right?
Oh.
And there are things you can do. There are things you can build, and there are actually these contraptions that sort of imitate electricity. So you can build like machines. There's a guy who builds a goddamn computer inside of Minecraft.
Oh,
it's
okay.
crazy.
I saw something, the pirate in me now, but I saw something that I said, man, this guy's a genius. He creates a library inside Minecraft and he puts download content. So it was something crazy like this that... Have you heard
something
this?
like that?
And
yeah.
I said, man, how to hack the system? This guy was like, you know, he was using the game to do that. But okay, so let's say I enter in the game now. Boom. What will I see and what will I do? I will have these blocks and I will start creating like a little house or trees or...
That's the fun part of Minecraft. There's no tutorial.
Okay.
Yeah, because the game is made for you to explore, to do whatever you want. And of course, you can search on the wiki page about what you can do and how things work.
Are there like Easter eggs, hidden things there? Or?
Yes, okay. For sure. But you can do a lot of things. There's a great modding community in Minecraft too. And then there is the multiplayer, the online Minecraft.
Okay.
And we were talking about toxicity in games, right? And this is not a solution, but something interesting that happens in Minecraft is that there are no centralized servers. Like there's Microsoft or Mojang, the developers, they don't have a server. You can build your own server. You can open your own server, and that's really interesting because you can play on the servers that you think the rules are fine. Maybe you want something very competitive, very toxic. Why not? Who knows?
Some people have to blow some steam. Exactly,
and you can go there. Maybe you want to go to a place. You want to play it with people who are chill, relaxed, and PG-13. You know?
yeah.
And you can do whatever you want. Minecraft is like this. It's a framework, you know. You can do whatever you want, and even in the multiplayer, the servers, there are kind of game modes that people create within Minecraft. One of the
Can I shoot people in Minecraft?
There are mods to shoot people.
Can I punch them?
Yes, you can.
Now I'm a little interested. You know?
Okay.
I will be a hunter there.
And it's for everyone. It's for little children.
It's for everyone. Even like
for little children and for Maick.
Like
you know?
the 5-year-old, I'm going to build a little castle, and then I go like, you're not. Okay, don't bully people in Minecraft. Okay?
Yeah, please don't.
Like the kids building in the beach, like a sand castle, and they're like, Godzilla comes and destroys everything. I did that only once and never more. But I knew the kids. Okay, go on.
And both in terms of programming and graphics, Minecraft is really, really simple. Like, really simple. The simplest you can be.
I saw the guy go in a volcano, and then there was this, I think it was in a class too, a geek class, that you have a specific pickaxe that you use to get a different ore there to, what, like a specific different material that is stronger.
Yeah, you have different types of pickaxes. They go from wood to stone, iron, and diamond. Probably you've heard of diamond pickaxes, right? Diamonds in Minecraft, they are very famous because they are the strongest material, and some things are really hard, like some rocks, some things are really hard, and you can only break them with diamond pickaxes. And there's so much to explore. There are different... Did you know that there are different dimensions in Minecraft? You can literally go to hell in Minecraft. There's like an underworld.
Man, that's actually very interesting.
Yeah, and there's a third dimension which is kind of like the void. It's called the end. It's like, yeah, it's like space. You know, there are some floating islands.
I literally think there is more than that than just a game. Maybe Nick Bostrom, he was right about the simulation experience.
Who knows, right?
That's why it's so appealing. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Maybe for other beings, you are pixelated.
Yeah, exactly, could be. Man. Oh, that's a very nice offense to do online. Okay, this one I'll let you use. You are so ugly that you're pixelated, you know? Whatever. Let me take a look at the chat.
Right.
But man, really, really cool stuff there. I didn't know, because, you know, when I just saw some images and, you know, was like this, it's like an old game, something like that. And then I saw that it's huge, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so... Anderson saying here, oh, hi Anderson, you're here, nice man. Hope your lag gets better. This is the best subject to watch a podcast. Okay. Lucas, do you like this new generation of games? Do you prefer the retro ones? I like both, but go on.
So yeah, like I said, I didn't come from money, so I didn't. I only got consoles and a PC when I was a little older, so I didn't get what we would call retro now. I think they're pretty amazing. I do have an emulator
one right
too.
Here.
Exactly. Man, I can't tell Nintendo's apart. I'm sorry. But I do have a Game Boy emulator in my phone, so I have experienced some of those classics, but I think the games nowadays are nicer because there are many more different types of games
for everyone again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was a hardware limitation back then, and games were just starting, right? So they needed time. And nowadays you have every type of game. You have shooters, you have farming simulators, you have really anything you can think about is possible.
Hence the Japanese community of gaming is huge. Anything literally you can think they made a game about.
Exactly.
And you have the indie games too, you know.
Oh, these are amazing too.
I laugh a lot with this guy. Okay, if you ever watch this guy, pay us. This channel will do games. Man, he's so funny.
Okay,
you know,
I heard of him.
He play a lot of indie games, and sometimes the game is like you are a mouse. And then he literally is a mouse running from people in the house, and the reaction, the addition is very, very fun, you know. One thing here, you mentioned retro games. I get these constant ads, but you have these game sticks, and you can have an emulator with a bazillion games for like $100. That's the average. There is one that goes up to 150 reais, and it runs from a billion Ataris to PlayStation 2. So it's really easy to play a game nowadays, you know.
Exactly.
And you have a lot of fun too. You know? I got one. A lot of games in Chinese. Don't get the ones. Yeah. But I bought this one legally, okay?
I have all the games.
Yeah, it's like that. The Nintendo guys are gonna get angry with us. Don't emulate my games.
Nintendo police.
Yeah, Nintendo police, exactly. I love Stardew Valley. Maria said here. Okay, who remembered the Polystation, the fake PlayStation? A lot of dads bought. Oh my God! I remember this kid in the condominium I used to live. He was so excited, man. I finally got a PlayStation.
It was a PlayStation.
And then he sat in the circle with a lot of other kids, and then he said, "My PlayStation came with a pistol." And it doesn't run CDs, and then everybody, you know, the micro awkward silence. Everybody is like, do I tell or you tell? And then somebody, well, Magnum. His name was Magnum. That's not a PlayStation.
Yeah, go play with your pistol.
Go play with your pistol. Yeah. That was a good reference here, Anderson. Okay. Danny said here, in my opinion, the best game is Shadow of the Colossus from PS2. They remade. Yes, there is the remaster version. But what can you tell me about this game, man?
One of my favorites of all time, definitely. Beautiful game, deep story, a very innovative...
Big world too for PS2 is very... You can explore a lot.
How can that game run on PS2, man? It's like...
computer, the emulator crashed. It's an old one, you know?
And also it's a very innovative gameplay for that time too. Because you don't have like a lot of little enemies, monsters spawning around.
Yeah.
And you don't have like a lot of movements you can do, a lot of different weapons and stuff. It's
get your horse, explore. A colossus,
and then go kill the colossus. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. It's so cinematic, you know.
Yeah, it is.
You feel like you're watching a movie, a beautiful movie, by the way. Yeah, one of my top 5 for sure.
All right, so let's end up this thing. Unfortunately, you see, I told you we covered half of the questions. But it was very nice chat, man. We have been... Your favorite game, one of them is also Skyrim, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I have been waiting since 2018 when we get the announcement of Elder Scrolls 6. Remember that?
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, and then we got so excited, new Skyrim. But I have news, maybe you don't know. Bethesda confirmed that the game is still being developed.
I heard.
Developing. You heard. Damn.
Yeah.
They're giving attention to the Elder Scrolls Online too. But if you are a Elder Scrolls fan, yes, you know, they're still doing that, and the release would be something for 2028 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, like 10 years after they released. So, but at least it's better than nothing.
But I like that. I think when you know, developers spend a long time in a project, the games are usually awesome. I mean, take Rockstar for example.
Yeah,
right.
It's true.
GTA 5, GTA 6, Red Dead
and
Redemption.
we can still play the old ones.
And have
you
a lot
get
of fun.
the San Andreas or the. I love the GTA 4 is the one with Nico Bellic.
Yeah,
because Nico Bellic, you have to do the mission. I love the Russian accent. That's very fun, very funny. But I don't know why they're taking so long. Bethesda games, they normally don't have bugs. It's like Ubisoft.
It's like 10 years of testing.
Maybe this is the reason. All right, man, before we wrap this up, what would you say, you know, to somebody that wants to know a bit more about gaming? You know, is gaming for everyone, and what would be your recommendation for people to start to get into this?
If you have a computer, download Steam. There are plenty of free games there, and that's the thing. You should try a lot, you know. It's like I made this comparison before, but it's like, if I want to start watching movies, what would you recommend? You know, get some free ones and watch a little bit of each, see which one you like best, and yeah, that's it. Play a little bit of each. You don't have to play something that you don't like. You know, this is something that you do for fun. This is something that you do to relax, to have a good time. And if you have a good time being competitive and being the best, go for it. You know, find a game that suits you. And there are many expensive games out there, so I wouldn't start by them, but there are a lot of amazing free games too. So check them out. Look for them in communities, in forums, online, you know. Ask for recommendations from your friends so they know what kind of things you like. And I think my best advice here is don't be afraid to be bad at the game. Don't be afraid to suck, you know?
It's fun.
It's part. Laugh at yourself, you know, laugh at your mistakes.
Yeah.
It's the most fun you have, and I think every game that you play, the beginning is the best part, when you still don't know how to do everything, when you're still learning and exploring.
It's actually true, man. I had this experience with the Shadow of Mordor thing. Now it's 90-something%. I'm exploring a lot, got all the skills, everything. Now I can enter in a base and kill 50 orcs like easily, or I can turn them into my minions. You know? So it's like, it's still fun, yes, but it's less challenging. You don't have that, oh my god, I'm gonna die, you know.
Yes.
And nice thing that you said that sometimes you suck in a game because it's not your style, but there would be other games that you would click and you would be, you know, better at them, and it's fun. It's do for the plane, not for the result or outcome, you know. One final thing I want to say is, you can also use this game to make real connections with your friends, like order a pizza and get one of these $100 retro game. For example, if you don't have a console or a PC, you stick the thing in your TV, you have the joysticks there, and you can have fun. Like I have this game, FIFA 97, that I used to play with my father. You know, my father is 60-something years old now. And, oh, Dad, look, I remember this game, I showed him, and, you know, it's nostalgic. So it's a bonding moment that you can do with somebody you love, you know. It doesn't have to be an escape from reality, but can be something from reality that you can do to have fun, you know, do together. Well, thank you so much, man. Nice chat. We need more episodes. You will return.
Yeah, you just have
Episode
to
3 with teacher Arlindo. And guys, thank you for the messages. I hope you have a beautiful week. Play your favorite game. Don't forget this episode is also in Spotify. Subscribe, leave a comment here, and hope to see you next week. Same day, same hour. Bye bye.